Hi everyone, today I'm back in Manchester to try another all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet. In my last video I was in Leeds at the Amazing Hammer and I'm interested to see how this compares. It's 12:20 on a Saturday and as you can see, it's not very busy. It's not the best of signs as I'd expect there to be more customers. I've asked for the barbecue which is £23.80 per person and they were given a pen with this menu. There's a good choice of meat and vegetables available. There is a warning at the bottom however that if you waste any food, they'll charge £12. I doubt that this will happen as I'm quite hungry. As per the instructions, I've chosen 8 types of meat or protein and I've chosen a few vegetables, an assortment of kimchi and rice. This restaurant serves hot pot as well as barbecue, but you can still make your own dip for the barbecue, which I like. The grill's a bit unusual. They've covered it with paper and the guy's begun to oil it. It's not something I've had before and I'm not sure if I'll like it. I love it when the meat caramelizes against a metal pan. I don't think it'll happen so easily with this. The vegetables have come and the server has begun cooking everything for me. Thanks. He's actually on the phone whilst he does this, which is a bit weird. I'd much prefer to cook the food myself, but I'm too polite to say anything. I'm British after all. 3 of the types of kimchi have arrived. Only the bean sprouts are missing, but these look quite good actually. Time to try the food, and what better than the kimchi? I'm not expecting much as this is a Chinese restaurant, but they look good. The cucumber kimchi isn't bad, it tastes quite fresh and is mildly spicy. The radish kimchi, again it tastes quite fresh and crunchy. I quite like it. This kimchi tastes a little sweet, but it's not too bad. I'm quite happy with these so far. The meat's arrived, but again this guy is putting the food on. Looking at the meat, I have no idea what's what. This is pork belly, but I don't know whether it's the spicy or the special. The squid is pretty obvious however. If it wasn't for the bone that the server just removed, I wouldn't have guessed that this is the beef with the bone. I'm disappointed because I thought this would be like the LA Galbi I had at Hammer, but no, I don't actually know what this is because it looks so different. The food started to sizzle, but only just. It doesn't seem that the grill's very hot, but hopefully that'll change soon. I've ordered a Qingtao and a jasmine tea. I think this beer tastes pretty good. Cheers. Jasmine tea comes in a large teapot and I have to say it smells good. And it tastes good. I think this will help the food go down. Now, the meat has been cooking for 15 minutes. I'm trying to find a nice piece to eat as I'm quite hungry, but weirdly, everything looks a bit soggy. I have 2 hours though, so I can afford to be patient. I can't help feeling that this looks a bit sad. It's quite greasy and looks almost boiled. There's a lot of oil dripping off this. I know, I'll just wipe it on my plate. Yeah, that's better. Much more appetizing. Well, I have to admit I've had better. The texture isn't that great, but the flavour of the marinade is quite nice. I'll use one of my dips this time. I need to go through the same process of wiping the grease off as it's just so oily. I'm hoping that this soy sauce and chilli dip helps cut through it all. Actually, yeah, that's better. Not amazing, but it's okay. I'd like to say that the meat's getting there, but this is the pork after 20 minutes. At Hammer and Leeds, the pork was amazing after only a few minutes on the grill. I'm not sure, but I think this is down to having a metal grill as opposed to one covered in paper. Just look at how nice this looks. Everything that comes in a parcel is generally good. I'm hoping that this won't disappoint. Yeah, okay. The squid isn't caramelized either, but it's cooked so it should be okay. Yeah, actually that's pretty good. It's quite firm but not too chewy with a good flavour. So this is the beef with bone. The meat looks quite pale and it's not cut very well. Every piece is attached together with fat and sinew. It's not very appetizing. I found one piece which looks like LA Galbi. When I eat it, it's quite chewy and a bit bland, but thankfully the dip gives it some flavour. This is one piece of meat which will benefit from caramelisation, but it's just not going to happen here. Compare this with the LA Galbi from Hammer. Well, there is no comparison. One was amazing and the other was mediocre. It might seem unfair to compare the two different restaurants, but I don't see why not. The meat at Hammer was cut almost with love and treated with respect, unlike this grey stuff. Such a shame. I shouldn't forget the vegetables. This is lotus root and I'm actually looking forward to this as I don't often see it in restaurants. It's been grilling for 20 minutes so it should be ready. It's actually quite hard, but the flavour's nice. It's best to start cooking this early on. Oh, okay, this is looking better. After 30 minutes, the pork is starting to caramelise. It still looks greasy, but I think it looks appetising. Oh yeah, that smells better. If all my food was this crispy, I'd be quite happy. Sadly, it isn't. This is beef. I don't know what cut exactly, but there's a lot of it, and it's just sitting here boiling. It's a lot thinner than expected, which is good, and it looks quite easy to eat. Let's try. Oh wow, actually, I think out of all the meat today, this is the best. Am I blown away by this though? No. Again, I have to compare this to what I ate at Hammer. This was their standard bulgogi beef. It looks amazing and has a much better colour. I almost feel sorry for Red Restaurant as the quality just doesn't compare. Incidentally, thank you for your comments on my last video on how to peel prawns. I didn't read them before I started eating this one, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have done a better job. I've been here an hour and the food is looking the right colour now. It's a shame as I'm just not as hungry as I was when I came in, but I'm still ordering more plates of food. The pork's a little overdone now if anything, but I prefer it to the alternative. Incidentally, the rice which I ordered has finally arrived, an hour and 5 minutes after I ordered, along with the bean sprouts. I had to ask for this twice, and I think this sums this place up quite nicely really. I was actually one of 2 tables in the restaurant. There's no real love or customer service. No one really cares, and there's no excuse for it. Imagine what it would have been like if the restaurant was full. I've waited a long time for this rice, so I may as well give you my verdict. Actually, it's a bit strange and not what I was expecting. It smells quite fragrant, and it's quite cold. Ah well, I should have known. I'm on to my last bite and I'm glad. I think I'm mainly full of oil and cheap meat, but I don't want to pay £12. That would just be depressing. The total came to £53.40, which included my drinks. Is it worth it? That's quite tough actually. Despite what I've said, the 2-hour limit is quite generous, but unless you want to eat lots of meat for the sake of it, then no. The quality isn't great and the customer service needs serious work. Don't get me wrong, £23.80 for all you can eat meat and seafood is good, but don't expect anything amazing. If you want amazing for the price, then go try Hammer in Leeds. I would love to hear some recommendations for your favourite barbecue, so please let me know in the comments and I can try to redeem. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye!